World War II B-17s. American B-17 bombers were really famous for being indestructible. They were also really famous because of the high damage rate. B-17s are super fortresses as they were called by the Americans. B-17s were the main bombers of the American Army during the Second World War. B-17s were slow but heavily armed. They carried a deadly payload of ordnance. For every mission a B-17 went on, a vice escort was necessary. B-17s bombed locations like Germany, France, Italy and Japan. They went all over the world. Sadly, a lot of them were scrapped after the war, but the legacy still lives on. B-17s were so famous, near the end of the war, even the Axis powers started using them. Although they were rare to come by, as capturing a plane was no easy task, especially a B-17. The Nazis only utilised 8 B-17s, meanwhile the Japanese only utilised 2. It's unknown how many were captured by the Axis powers, as a lot of them were destroyed after the war. Armaments. B-17s had crews from 12 to 15 men. They included radio operators, gunners, pilots, co-pilot, backup pilot, medic and more. B-17s were usually armed with 12 or more machine guns. They could be modified by the crews. One B-17 called 666 was armed with 32 machine guns and survived an attack from over 32 Japanese fighters. But what are their strengths and weaknesses? Well, for starters, B-17s had loads of different machine guns. The one that was used the most and was modified later on was the 50 caliber. 50 caliber rounds could be modified though to armour piercing or high explosive. The most dangerous position to fire from in a B-17 was the ball turret, as it meant there was no clear way to get out if the plane was to crash. Everybody else in the B-17 had about a 50% chance to survive, except the ball turret gunner, which was 20, the real turret gunner, which was 30, and the pilots, which were 10. But the most dangerous spot to hit a B-17 was square in the middle. B-17s were made out of metal and canvas. This was done to lighten up the weight. That means hitting them there could sever them in half. This is also where the oxygen tubes are, that contain oxygen for the entire crew. B-17s were very cramped. Although the crews got creative and made many modifications to their B-17s to try and improve it. Like wearing less clothing, making their own radiators, and strapping different types of guns with different types of calibers onto their aircraft. This wasn't allowed, but a lot of senior officers looked the other way. Here's one such example. As you can see here, here's the tail gun of a standard issue B-17 bomber. And here's the modified B-17 bomber. These types of machine guns are used to fire the heavier 50 caliber bullets. Armour piercing high explosives, as a normal 50 caliber wouldn't be able to achieve this. And this was also done to stop the machine guns from freezing. Legacy. B-17 kills was spotted on the front of the aircraft. Usually the symbol of enemy fighters will be present. The bombs all represented targets that have been destroyed. Unfortunately, a lot of B-17s went to the scrapyard after the war. There's only so many left in the world today. B-17s will always be remembered as the demons of the skies.